I see beauty in just about everything. Where most people see just a little sliver of western red cedar, I see a beautiful hairpin that will adorn my wife's hair for years to come. I've been so fortunate that a friend of mine has sent me some sea glass from California, and I intend on mounting that sea glass in this beautiful little sliver of western red. If you'll see, I've picked a sliver of cedar that goes grain end to end all the way through. That way there's no chance of this breaking unless we go pretty heavy on the hands with it. I like to do a lot of my blocking out on this bench sander. I find it makes it a lot easier on my tools and a lot easier for me to keep the same pattern and uniform going. Now this, on the other hand, is a little bit new to me, trying to figure out how I'm going to mount this beautiful perfect stone into this wood. It's a unique shape, and I wasn't really sure how to get a pamphlet on to start with without painting around it. There will most certainly be a part 2 to this video because I love the way that it turned out and I want it to be mounted in my window. So I'll need to be making a stand for this for my wife to put it in. That way when she's not wearing it, we can still enjoy it as a piece of art. I wasn't very happy with this fit at the time looking back. I was a little upset that it was wider at the bottom and that there was a gap where you could see through. I wanted it to look like the bridge between wood and glass was seamless, but I pushed on and began to round each corner out because we've gotten it as close to perfect at this point as possible. And that little gap turns out to be a happy accident anyways. be just what the piece was looking for, giving it that primeval, tens of thousands of year old look that I'd been wanting. I decided to use epoxy as the bonding agent between the two, and not only because I've used all my super glue on little cuts on my fingers over the past month or so, but because epoxy will give a forever bond that I don't think's likely to give up on this. And it's at this point I figure out what I'm going to do with that little small hole that we had on the side of the bottom of the crystal. I pull out a piece of hemp that I like the color of and prepare to soak it in the epoxy and run it through that hole, wrapping it. This is something I've used on other projects such as prehistoric knife making and otherwise, and it gives the pieces something that I really like. Just another element. Now I push that one string through and then I wrap around it and secure it underneath itself. That way it kind of can't move initially. And that normally does the trick for me. I probably started with too much cord, but it's better to have too much than too little. That hemp sure was a pain in the butt to get properly attached this time. Just getting the folded piece up underneath everything proved to be hard for my big fingers. Now this is one of my favorite pieces, and the end of this video does it no justice. I will be doing a short of this out in the light in my window once I get part 2 with the base done. And if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and it does help to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.